I'm about to meet someone who's got a very important job here at Wimbledon. Their job is to make sure everything here is safe so everybody can enjoy this brilliant sporting event. So follow me, I want to introduce you to Rainey. Hello, are you gonna greet me? No, he's going to sit on my foot. Let's not talk to Rainey because he actually can't speak. But I'll speak to Dave, Rainey's owner. So Dave, obviously this is your doggo down here, and how important is Rainey's job and what does she do?
Well, her job's very important. Obviously, primarily we're here to make sure that the public are safe, to search around the arena, varying locations, to make sure that nothing's been left behind that shouldn't be there. There are a group of us that do it every day, and obviously it's a critical function to make sure that everyone has a really good time while they're here.
And I'm also joined by Inspector Russell Way of the Dog Support Unit. And Russell, you don't have a dog with you today. No. Is that because you don't own one, or your dog's just not here?
No, the inspectors on the dog support unit don't get allocated dogs, but on Wednesday I'm getting a puppy, and she's what we call a brew bitch. So she's a female dog which we will breed from. So she'll have 2 or 3 litters during her lifetime, and that will bring on the next police dogs that we work and handle.
And how do you choose, which dog is breeded from?
Okay. So from each litter we do a number of tests and trials during the initial 8 weeks, and we take the strongest bitch out of that litter, and she becomes the brew bitch.
And you're lucky enough to get one on Wednesday. That's pretty cool. And Dave, back to you over here. So Rainey, does she come home with you after work's finished here at Wimbledon and other events that she attends?
Yes, we're like a married couple, really. To be fair, what happens is we license as a pair. Only I handle Rainey. No one else handles her, and I don't handle any other dog. She lives with me 24/7 at home in a little palace in the garden, and comes to work with me every single day. And she'll probably work till she's about 8.5 years old, and then she'll retire.
At home, is she a pet? And at work, do you think she's kind of one of your colleagues?
It's a balance. I mean, essentially, she is a colleague. She's Police Dog Rainey. She's my colleague. And you spend so much time with them, but there's always a balance. You've got to keep the business relationship sort of separate from the home relationship. There's a definite balance to be kept, but she gets lots of walks out of work and treats and fun, and we make sure she's entertained and has a great time, really. I mean, to her everything's just fun, everything's a game.
And I just stroked her earlier. I mean, is that allowed, or if people come up to her, do you mind if they start petting her? Because I mean, she's very, very cute.
Essentially, if people ask, it's never really an issue. Some dogs, as you can appreciate, some pets aren't receptive to people just having a handful without asking. And it's the same with the search dogs, really. You've got to be mindful that not all dogs are friendly. They might look really friendly, but some of them might catch them off guard or scare them. But if you ask, generally you will get a little stroke on the dogs. It doesn't necessarily put them off what they're doing, but you'd be guided by the handler.
Sure. And Russell, I was trying to bring you back in. I mean, how long does it take to train up a dog to do their job, I guess?
Okay, we give the handlers puppies at about 8 weeks, and they look after them to about 9 months to a year, and then during that time we decide what the dog is going to be scent trained on, and we put them on a course for about 10 weeks. And so the dog and handler combined for those 10 weeks do the training. It's a test for both of them. Sometimes the dog or the handler may not make it, but they have a strict license, and after 10 weeks they're good to go if they pass everything.
And I'm not really a dog expert. Is this a Springer Spaniel down here, and is it only Springer Spaniels that you use in this job?
So traditionally we use search dogs, English Springer Spaniels, Cocker Spaniels and Labs. They go back years around their native traditions of hunting. So, and that's what they do, they search and they find.
And would Rainey work a similar kind of working hours to humans, of about 8 hours today?
She could probably keep on going, and she probably does a lot more miles than humans throughout the day. She'll be given plenty of rest and water at Wimbledon. We've got a little dog bath at the top so they can have a bit of a chill and a paddle. But her essence, when she's here, she'll be working sort of 3-4 hours in the morning, make sure everyone's safe.
And again, I'm sure like humans, Rainey likes to have a reward. If she does a good day's work, what is she rewarded with? Come on then, Dave.
I'll answer that one. I mean, essentially her favourite toy in the world is a tennis ball. You know, they'd run over hot coals to get to that tennis ball. They're like nothing better than it. There's nothing that trumps it. That's it. That is number one in their world, especially a Wimbledon 2015 tennis ball.
Has that been quite a bit of a problem at Wimbledon?
It can be. They are everywhere, literally everywhere, because you know you don't believe that a lot of the tennis balls actually get knocked out of some of the open courts and into the undergrowth, and they find, well, she's found 4 or 5 today already.
Have a field day at Wimbledon, I'm sure. And then what would Rainey do when she's retired?
Okay, a decision will be made about her retirement, and normally the handler has a choice whether to keep her as a pet. So, and then they'll have another working dog, and they'll go forward. If the handler doesn't want the dog as a pet, we've a list of volunteers who take on ex-retired police dogs.
Well, Dave, I think Rainey's got a few more years of work left in her, but I guess the question is, are you wanting to keep Rainey when she's finished her job?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I'd definitely keep her. Yeah, I mean, you know, we spend 24 hours a day. It'll be for 8 or 9 years, and it's very hard to just say no thank you afterwards. So I've got to make sure she's looked after in her old age.
Well, thank you very much for talking to both of you. And Rainey, thank you very much as well. I mean, man's best friend, keeping Wimbledon safe.